Hello, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is Saturday, so we are participating in Star Wars Saturdays, an ongoing anthology campaign I've been running for 6 years now, where each month, and sometimes for a series of months like this one, I will choose a different small press, indie, or uh, story, PBTA-ish, all one of those games, an unauthorized, unofficial game, and we hack it or drift it or just reskin it as a Star Wars game. And we've played over 100. And that's awesome. This is Apocalypse World Burned Over, which is a hack by the original authors, Vincent McGay Baker, of Apocalypse World, a seminal piece within the by the Apocalypse style of tabletop role-playing games. And it's pretty cool. I've actually drifted it a little bit for the XP system and tracking because I hate the original of Burned Over, and our version is not perfect either, but better once you get it. That said, we have some folks who haven't played together, so we're going to go around the horn, have everybody introduce themselves as people first, and then tell us about their characters, and then we'll finish up some HX, that's history, between the characters that hasn't already been established. As a reminder, we do use safety tools here for this game, and I recommend that you do it for yours as well. Interesting side story on safety tools. I have a home game where we play face to face every other week, but in the intermediary week to, 13 days, we have a play by post where we just do scenes because we can't get enough of these cool characters. And we realized that we had different comfort levels with play by post version of the game than we did with the live version of the game. So we now have two different sets of lines and veils. They're not dramatically different, but there are some things that we're more willing to explore via text than face to face. And I thought that was interesting. Because, safety tools are very flexible. You can use whatever ones that your group is most comfortable with. We are using lines and veils here as well as the X card. And of course, it's an open door because that's part of Open Hearth is y'all are grown-ups. We are here to have fun, but if stuff comes up and you've got to go take care of it, go take care of it. If you can give me a heads up, awesome. If you can tell me when you can be back, even more awesome. But otherwise, I will adjust. I will extemporaneously adjust to your absence, and we'll be fine. So I'm going to start from the left-hand side of the character keeper, heading towards the right, which means Andesh, my friend, you are first. Please introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
I'm Anders. I use the he, him pronouns. I am playing Asa Starbreaker. She is the monarch. She has a crew of people uh, who she is the leader of. They are laborers and guardians, and now also wanderers since I took an advance after last session. And we're currently working together with Zola Goal on the crashed Rident class ship, I think it is. And yeah, that's it. Things didn't go great last session, but it can get better, maybe. We'll see.
Sure. Yeah, that's what Apocalypse World Burned Over an Apocalypse World is all about. Things get better. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. Welcome back to Kay. Unable to join us last week. You're back here in the hot seat because now it's time for you to introduce yourself. Tell us about your character, please.
Yeah, so hi, I am Kay of the She and They Variete, and I am playing Rero Variasan, our volatile, a hot and hair trigger Cathar. He is a sort of defector from a sort of specialized pod squad that the Imperial had of Cathars for murder, who decided during the Battle of Jakku when things were going down badly, no thank you, I would like to live and has kind of made his life right now as a bit of a wandering mercenary lone wolf cat doing as he do. Currently helping a plucky young girl get a better price for some stuff with some fang and teeth. No, fang and claw. Fang and teeth are the same. Fang and claw.
Good stuff. Thank you so much, Kay. Next up is Greg.
Hey, I'm Greg. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Alin Trazic, also he, him. Alin is a medic set here by the New Republic. When you crash 100 Star Destroyers into a planet's surface, you should probably send some medical people. He's in way over his head. The New Republic had sent him with everything they felt was important, but none of the things that are actually necessary. He's got a little crew, including a little detachment of troopers to protect his clinic. We took down a Wrath. I'm gonna mess it up. Rapthar? No.
Rathtar.
Rathtar. Get my consonants all messed up.
Angry
A Rathtar.
and black inky tar stuff. I don't know.
Yep. And one of the people died. Got totally, skewered. Not good. I think that covers most everything. Yeah.
Wondrous. Thank you so much, Greg.
Helped
Next-
Moz out of a bind. Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yes.
Very important thing. Thanks for bringing that one back up. Jolene, you are up. Please introduce yourself and tell us about your character. Because those who are watching previous Star Wars Saturdays might be surprised to see a different picture behind you.
And I'm Jolene, she, her. I'm playing Zola Gold, the gear cutter. She's a Miralarian. I don't know how to say their species name. She's those green people with the tattoos. Yeah, she crash landed on Jakku and is trying to slowly repair to get out of here because this place sucks. She speaks with a bad Southern accent because it's fun and cute, and most everyone said it was okay. And yeah, she's been working on, she and Aza have claimed this ship, and she's like, hey, I'll fix it up for 10% or something. It's not good at negotiating. And she recently acquired a med lab part of her workshop, I guess. Yeah, workspace healing. That was her recent thing.
Oh, and also an assistant.
Yeah, she's got a new assistant who's like an old Clone Wars era battle droid, Roger style.
That's right. But this Roger style Clone Wars era battle droid has got some sick custom decals going on and calls itself Mr. Bones. So that's a thing that Greg got immediately. So a hat tip to Greg for that one. And last but not least, Stephen, introduce yourself. Tell us about your character, please.
Hi, my name is Stephen. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Maz Vandrix, who is a basilisk. They're the big guys that we saw in some of the prequels that have 4 arms, and the guy was running a diner. Maz also runs a food truck kind of thing, but he really specializes in secrets and the kind of contraband that people need. And whenever he heard about this great find, he headed out there because surely people would, be wanting food and that kind of stuff. And, there might be good scavenge there. And then when the Rathtar came out, he took it on as bait and he became bait for it, pulled it away, and it was killed, wasn't it? Didn't it? It was destroyed.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
blasted up by Alan's crew of security folks.
Yeah. And he's pretty messed up, as is his food truck.
Yes, Maz took the brunt of the Rathtar's wrath. See, that'll help. Rathtar's wrath. Not that you really need to memorize it because it's dead. Unless you want to talk about the Rathtar meat that Maz will soon be selling, because the latest meat purchase he made was rotted meat, which he used to draw the Rathtar away from individuals who did not want to be killed. We have some history or relationships to define. HX is what it's called in Apocalypse World parlance. ROI. Cool. So let's establish that. Greg, you had mentioned, or let's see, who doesn't have HX with whom? I know Greg, you've got some stuff to work out. So
Yeah, I
let's
had one
start
question I
with
kind of
Olin.
set aside for Raro.
Okay.
I honestly can't remember. You propositioned that this is the HX. Yeah. So I figure you are doomed to self-destruction, Raro. Does that sound right?
Seems accurate.
Yeah, okay. I thought so. Cool.
Checks out.
Checks out. Yeah, that sounds good for that side. I have two questions left also for Alan and Zola, which is have you fought shoulder to shoulder with me, and do any of you actually honestly need protecting? I feel like maybe Alan might need protecting.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like, and it puts us in a nice little conflict there.
little conflict. And then I was thinking, if you're okay with it, I think I understand what the gear cutter is, which
They're
is
a
like,
weird mechanic.
Yeah,
there's
weird
a
mechanics,
weird
totally.
fighty mechanic, and maybe at one point during a joint mission, where because I kind of am a bounty merc for hire, essentially is what Raro is. I figured maybe we fought back to back at one point. If you're cool with that,
So that's possible. Allow me to ask. So the one I had set aside for you that I thought was most likely for you, which of you seems to me like the biggest potential problem?
also valid.
Yeah. So if you're cool with that,
I'm down with that. I think
Okay.
that's cool. Are you down with having fought with me back to back before?
totally. I just didn't
Yeah.
want to like lock in because you also have the other one where do you think I'm the problem? Because they play off so easily, but I'm also cool fighting shoulder to shoulder with you.
All right.
Get that +3. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah,
stuff.
All right. Yeah, I think that's good.
Cool. That's
Like-
oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, I like that
More?
everyone thinks this angry space kitty is a problem.
I mean, is that what you want though, Kay?
It
I'm
is.
glad
No, it
you
is.
guys
I
okay,
said
good.
I like that. It is what I want.
Delightful.
I like it.
You're a violent kitty, so
I am a very violent kitty. It was raised to be a violent kitty, and we're gonna learn if he can be non-violent and learn to care. That's the game.
We will learn that. Do we have any other HX to establish between characters?
because everyone else was there for
Right.
creation, I think.
Right. Yep. Then let us go through I've already told everybody before we started recording, we're not going to do the live day to day move. We're just going to see how the game works without that. And I'm looking to tweak it a little bit. So we have some start of session moves. I believe, Moz, you have one that might be important to look at.
So mine is wealth, and it's my holding or venue is secure and stable. If my holding is secure and stable. So I don't think it is. So I'm
Okay.
not sure I roll that.
Okay. Well,
You think so? What do you think?
at the beginning of the session, if you're holding your venue is secure and stable, that's true. That's true. If that is the prerequisite, then you are correct. That is not something you should be dealing with right now. Oh, it's very sad because that could have gotten you good happiness. Oh my. Who else has a start of session move? Anyone?
I don't
I
have start of
do.
session. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
go
sorry.
for it. I would just say I have start of scene move.
Ooh. Okay. Well, we will get to your scene in just a minute. Let's see. Do we have anything for Aza?
Yeah, I have and I'm not sure mine applies either. It's at the beginning of the session, if your followers are secure and stable.
Oh man, I've
Uh,
broken the game with a Rathtar. Who would have thought?
Because I
Man,
wasn't there to kill it.
it's true. You would have been helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you're right. I don't think we get the beginning of session for that one either. Oh my.
I mean,
Then,
I'm not sure how much time has passed. If we're picking up right after, then definitely not. If it's been a couple of weeks, then maybe. But
So we had begun a session in the first session, we begun a scene with Rero. I'd like to continue that scene. And then once we've resolved that scene, we can jump forward some time and do those beginning of session moves because likely situations would have changed enough for folks. I don't want I don't want a whole session where you're dealing with the aftermath of everything terrible. It's a little early in the game for that. We are on session 3, but it still feels early. It still feels like we're in like first session stuff in a way because of the uneven player roster and all the HX and all that stuff. But anyway, in our first session, the very brief bit of AP that we got, one of the scenes that happens was Rero was hanging out on a rock, enjoying the sunning himself, I believe.
Yep.
And he was approached by the young feline human hybrid who calls herself Pleeks. The most reliable employee that Moz has, who often finds out where the best scavenge is being found. Maybe she's doing this on Moz's behalf, maybe not, but she asked Vrero for some help because she showed some whatsits and gears that she had secured somehow from one of the scavenged wrecks that lie in the wasteland, and she wanted to sell it to Duchess Saldecados and asked very nicely Ferrero to come with her so that she could get in and argue for a good and fair price. Anything else about that intro, Kate, that I've
Yes.
missed? That's good.
2 things.
Yes.
One, Rero is not doing this out of the kindness of his heart. They went back and forth. She offered him a third, and he said, "No, you will give me half." So he is getting half of whatever she makes off of this. And the second thing is, I know we were back and forth about it, but part of the reason why Rero was lying on the rock is for the first time in his entire life, he has a surplus of resource.
That's right.
And does not immediately need to fix something or get an injury treated or do something. And he is in a position where he is like, what does one actually do when they have disposable income? I've never been in this place before.
That's right.
So he is sort of in this weird position where what does one do when one actually has all their needs met and has money still?
Thank you for that reminder. That is a great set for the trouble Rero's likely to get in. I think we discover now what it is that you do when you have idle time is spend it poorly. Leeks and Rero had walked. They were in the place known as Nima's outpost. And as part of the Nima's outpost, there is a particular ship, a quite nice ship that is owned and operated by Duchess Saldecados. She stays in it. It still has power. It has air conditioning, which is why she took on a boarder, BOARDER, not a person trying to invade, but a person paying for room and board. That boarder is a Chiss. The Chiss are the blue-skinned, red-eyed alien species who come from ice planets. So this Chiss does not like going out into Jakku, which is extremely hot. I'm imagining Jakku is very Arizona-like. Temperatures in the hundreds on a good day. Very, very dry kind of thing where when you first get there, I would imagine frequent nosebleeds for some people who are used to more humid environs. But if you take a look, Rero, at the Jakku map tab, starting around row 64, I have just a layout of the small freighter. It is generally Millennium Falcon sized because this is Star Wars. So all traveling homes are Winnebagos / Millennium Falcons. But you enter via the airlock. And there's a distinct, like the airlock is actually used like an airlock in that you come in, they cycle the air, and when you enter into the ship proper after leaks waves and someone sees her on a camera and says she shows some of her stuff out of her pack, the doors open and it is clean, it is cool, it is crisp. The air is very nice. And Pleeks has been here before. Rero, have you been inside the Countess's ship before?
I'm gonna say no. I don't
Cool.
think so.
So Duchess, I said Countess. Duchess's ship. It is known as the Venture, and you have not been in here before. That's interesting. When you'd first walked up to the ship, if you recall, one of the Duchess's two bodyguards was outside. I believe it was Jakero, right? The one that you'd had a scrap
Oh
with.
yes, who I had the scrap with, but now we have mutual respect. We have each other's scars on our bodies.
That's right. So Jakera had just given a lazy nod. Jakera is like a lizard sunning itself. They don't see you as a threat at the moment, but did probably let everyone know inside. So when the doors first open, Iveth, the sibling of Jakera, is there leaning against a wall. You can see that her she's got a basically a scatter gun, which is like a shotgun in Star Wars parlance, sawed-off scatter gun that she has in a sling, uh, kind of slung in a little holster there, and she is watching the two of you enter. Seems you're here to trade, Leaks. Oh, yes, yes, I am. I am. Uh, uh, good stuff. Really good stuff this time. I'm sure. This way. And she leads you down a hallway where you can hear your footfalls echo. Rero, what about this sleek, practically new ship remind you of some of the Imperial attack vessels you've traveled on?
I think it's the level of tidiness. It's how whip span clean everything. In a place like Jakku, there is not a single speck of like dust anywhere in this interior, which like the dust gets everywhere. And the fact that it is so clean in here and so sterile, I think reminds him of the singular. He's only ever been on one, the one he was
Oh,
raised on,
interesting.
which is crashed here and being used as living space.
That's right. That sure is. Cool.
Yeah.
So, if you are looking in the little map, there's like a hard left turn, and you pass by an open doorway into a small room, and you notice the door is open to this small room. It's number 9. It's the very first number 9 there. I really want to share screens because I love maps too much, so I'm going to do that. So you head in, and as you pass by room number 9 here, the door is open to the interior. Oh, that's interesting. It looks like it only opens that way. Cool. So instead, you pass by the Chiss that I had mentioned before. His name is Evron. What job have you successfully done, maybe more than he asked for Evron?
What does he do?
He's kind of a prospector. Uh, he has gone out and tried to scavenge things before. He's not very good at this. Um, but he saw all the opportunity, and he does have a lot of money to make up for his mistakes.
I have two ideas that I find both hilarious and delightful.
Ooh, okay.
One is simply carrying things.
You've been a porter.
I've been a bit of a porter for him, where he's like, I'm carrying this precious cargo and I need you to protect it as I bring it from place to place. And he's thinking he's just going to protect, but then he actually ends up like just lifting shit. And the second one is clipping Toasty's nails.
Oh man, I love clipping Toasty's nails.
I
That
think
is
it's
the
it could
best.
be both. It could be both.
It could be both. Like one leads to the other. I don't know how, but
Yeah.
you're just good in a pinch, it turns out.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
The cat listens to me.
The cat, yeah, so Avron sees
Yeah.
you. Oh, Raro, it's delightful to see you again. And he's got a little file and he's like filing his nails as he's walking along the hallway back to his room. And Toasty comes up and it just runs right past him and comes up and does that I'm walking along the side of your leg thing, and then the tail curls around your shin.
I think before even responding to everyone, just a single head pat is given to Toasty. There is just one. And then he looks up at Evron and says, I'm working.
He looks at you and he looks down at Flakes because she stands like an even 5 feet, if that. Oh, apologies. Well, if you happen to complete whatever task, uh, feel free to stop by. My room is just on the around the corner. Take a left and another left, and there you are. I'd love to speak with you, Raro. Come along, Toasty. Walks past, and Toasty looks up and lingers by you.
I give
And,
like a nod, like go with him.
and then Toasty, even though a cat listens to you, very uncat-like actually, and takes off after.
And then yeah, I just Raro doesn't make any more comments and nudges Pixie to go further to wherever the hell they're supposed to go.
Cool. Pleeks leads you along to the lounge. So that's room 10. I stopped screen sharing. Not that that's a big deal, but there's a lounge area here. Did I share the correct? Yes, I did. Yay! So this lounge area in particular, very clean. This is like a conference table, but there's this super comfy chair that's been moved into the area where the the Duchess is reclining. And she seems more interested in you than in Pleeks. Uh, her Yvette, her bodyguard, comes in and stands behind her so that they're both facing you.
I think I'm almost mirroring Yvette's position, but behind Pleeks.
Nice. Uh, all in, Greg, what is one bit of creature comfort in here in this particular lounge area that is a converted conference room that Allen might recognize from his days in the more civilized worlds and be maybe just a teeny bit jealous of?
Mhm.
Ooh. In the conference room?
Uh-huh. It's a conference room, but it's been converted into a lounge. So yes, conferences could be held, but this is the largest space on the ship for the Duchess to recline and hold court, as it were.
There are non-digital books on one side, like archival on and collected from far reaches of the settled systems. Just archival, beautiful books that stay strangely anachronistic, but she cherishes them.
Nice. Nice. I like that a lot. She's in her comfy chair, slumped just a little bit. She's not much on posture. Bleaks, what is it you have for me? Bleak says, oh, well, what I have is a power converter, very rare, fully intact. And she starts rattling off a bunch of statistics and how important this thing is and how it's a great backup piece for this particular ship. And the Duchess is like not not super interested in this, or at least feigning disinterest. Iveth is watching you. Occasionally, eyes drift down to Pleeks, but mostly watching you. She's checking you for weapons. She's seeing what your general posture is. What do you do?
I think I'll talk while I'm muted. So I think Ivith has definitely seen Raro in a fight,
Mhm.
even with their sibling. Like his posture is so relaxed, like it's just lazy. He's just like posture's very relaxed, but his tail is flicking. It's moving behind him. So she knows that while he's in a state of non-concern right now, he is still actively watching. And while she is sort of being lackadaisical and paying attention, he is very much listening to his charge. And if there's ever a moment where it seems like the Duchess is sort of looking more at him than at what is being described, he sort of, his claws almost kind of extend a bit in the direction, like out of the sort of paw hands into the towards the direction of the product.
Iva takes note of that. Her hand, it doesn't hover near her scattergun, but it's not far because she knows you are close enough to where if you made a move on the Duchess, it's going to go poorly.
He has a habit of liking to rip throats out with his teeth.
After Pleeks rattles off this laundry list of specs and statistics, it's like she just studied for a test and is just going down the list that she's memorized, but she's also very excited by all these details. The Duchess doesn't seem to care. She says, darling, darling, that's enough. Do you honestly think I came to this place without a backup for everything? Or that I couldn't procure something factory made? I don't want scrap for the venture, darling. Appreciate what you've done. As a gesture of my gratitude for your obvious effort here, I will offer you 4 portions for whatever it is that you have. But know that this is a most generous offer.
I think she says that, and I think maybe there's like a table next to where they're standing, and Raro's paw kind of goes down on it, claws out, and it's just the one finger at a time, like the
Is it a nails on chalkboard sound or just
I don't think
I'm
it's
showing
nails
my
on.
okay,
Yeah, I don't think it's
okay.
necessarily nails on chalkboard, but he could take it to that direction, but it's just a sort of like a it's almost like a you're wasting my time kind of sound, like when a man is in a business meeting and he's kind of like thumping and he's like, this is bullshit.
Bleaks doesn't notice that. She's focused on the Duchess and she says, Jakku's very much off the beaten path. What if you needed to get off planet immediately, and then you wouldn't have the power converter here if yours went out? Maybe your backup. We don't know. It's I see that you've got several modifications, and she's trying to tap dance her way to no, this is actually a valuable thing, not just some scrap version. It's worth more. And she says it's worth 10 portions. And the Duchess says, no, it's worth 4 because I say it's worth 4. Take it or leave it. Pleeks, you could tell this is way lower than she expected. And she doesn't stamp her foot, but you know Pleeks well enough to know that she is inclined to do some foot stamping. And
And
she glances up at you because she hoping for
it's
some kind of
yeah.
lifeline here.
And I think Arrero kind of flicks his eyes, and he hasn't even really looked at the Duchess, like as if he's not even regarding her very much this entire time. And he says, it's unkind to toy with a child like this. You and I both know, as she says, Jakku's off the beaten path. And for all you know, next week someone could pay me to take your converter, your spare, and you'd never know. Better to have 2 copies instead of 1.
Sounds like you maybe trying to charm the Duchess.
Oh God,
Here.
am I charming?
I think you're trying. You're not trying to scare. You're trying to like offer some logic and perhaps be charming. You know, you roll with cool. Your cool's a 1. Unfortunately, you've already rolled cool once
Yeah,
before.
me.
That's a
I'm gonna
bummer.
play a volatile, non-charming character. Me talks, just keeps rolling charm.
I put you in an unfortunate situation. I apologize.
No, don't actually apologize. I'm having fun. A 10.
Oh, nice. Very well. I've
12. You wasted her time.
She leans forward towards Pleeks and says, have I wasted your time, darling? And Pleeks realizes she could get 10 or she could push for 12. And you're pushing for 12. 10 is fine. 10 is what I asked for. She glances to you, Rara, like, please, I
Yeah.
please accept
Rare,
10.
yeah, and at that Raro's, he's fine. He doesn't roll his eyes, but his shoulders kind of shrug and the nails kind of sink back into his hands.
Very well. Iveth, take care of it. Iveth says, well, if the 2 of you will come with me, I'll make sure that you receive your stipend. And she reaches for, Pleeks like pulls off stuff. She hands the bits of gear and bobs and a little data pad organizer. And Iveth takes all of that and puts it on the conference table. And you can see little grains of sand fall onto the pristine table from the stuff that she was carrying. And Iveth says, well, follow me. And she will head. And the Duchess is lazily watching you, Raro, and interested like one might be with a toy.
And Raro gives 0 fucks. He just turns and goes to leave. He's done with her.
Cool. The door slides closed, and Iveth produces 10, basically 10 cred, of which 5 will come your way. It's going to give you a temporary boost in your barter of +2 for a brief period. You're already in good straits, but you'll probably burn through that before long. So your barter is now insane. Um, that's pretty hilarious.
Well, yeah, because that's the moment we started with. You know, he's in and up right now. Doesn't know what to do.
So much, so much. We're going to cut away from you. And I do think we will have a little bit of time pass from the Rathtar incident.
Real
RI.
quick question.
Yes.
Just because if we are gonna pass, because Rara would have gone to go see Evron, and I just wanted to know what that might have looked like before we passed. We don't have to have a whole scene. I just want to know what that might have looked like.
Yeah. So Evron wants more clippings while you're there. If you don't mind, he offers you some food and a little bit of drink, and he is hoping to. He has some things that he wants carried back. He still thinks of you as just a very strong, stout individual.
Yeah, as long as he's paying, I do it.
Okay, cool. He's
Or
very
should I
happy.
bump up? Yeah, should I bump up one more or no?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's
Not
basically,
that level. Okay.
yeah, it's not that good. What
Okay.
you got out of the Duchess was pretty good. Cool. So some time will pass, enough for us to see how a couple of wealth and other roles might go. So we have devotion for Aza.
I have a question real quick.
Yes.
I need healing.
Ooh,
Um,
yes. We
is there
should
an
see about that.
should we do a scene with Olin?
I'd love to
And
see that. Yeah.
okay.
You guys have mentioned that in chat, and I would like to follow up with that. So before we jump time, let's have Moz wake up in the back of Valen's ambulance because I think that's going to be a really interesting scene. Is this a thing where Moz wakes up on the way back to Nema Outpost, or did you set up shop somewhere outside of Nema Outpost to work on patients, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think we're on the way, if not almost there, to Nema Outpost when
Okay.
Maz wakes up. Whoa! Don't move too much.
And I think I sit up or try to, and I put one arm beneath me to kind of sit up, and that's the one that was hurt and collapses.
No. I'll strap you down, Maz.
Shall I trank them?
Oh,
Aussie asks.
Aussie actually wasn't with us.
Oh
It's just
crap! Oh
no,
man,
it's
I wanted
okay.
those giant needles in. Okay, it's fine. We'll Aussie's not there. Sorry.
It's just Mirai isn't driving now, I think. I have bad news for you, Maz.
What was that? Did others get killed?
Oh, yeah, one of the troopers, but for you it's the crates line. I don't it's gonna be expensive to fix. But he's like
Well,
tending to you because you had like hit in the stomach, is that right? Or
I remember one of my arms was like
one of
dangling.
your arms. Okay, that's
Yeah,
it.
and
Yeah.
then I
I'm
think
setting
at
your
the
arm. That's
end I
right.
got more damage, and that was let's say that was a stomach hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Ugh,
crates line is gonna take some time.
that's okay. Asa owes me. There's no way she would have made it out, you know, with any of that stuff if it hadn't been for me.
You think Aza sees it that way?
She better.
Okay. So I don't have many tranquilizers that work very well on I'm sorry, what's the species again?
Basilisk.
Basilisks. So I'm just gonna need you to bite down on this. And I'll enhance you like something like a leathery thing.
And I
All right.
look at you with like incredulous, an incredulous reaction. I'm like, just do it.
Okay. Just yanks on your arm really hard to set a bone. So the field medic move does seem to mostly apply to people who have gone beyond 9 o'clock.
Okay.
That's right. And if we roll it, you're in a lot. Like a miss is really dangerous.
A
There's
miss is
nothing
really
you do.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he is stable.
Yeah.
Gosh, is there any other way to heal folks?
I think actually having medical supplies. Well, I can tinker
Interesting.
once we get back to the medical bay. Yeah.
Okay.
Repair something. Repair Maz.
Yeah.
There's also, I think you have there's an option for healing touch, which is a move you don't have.
Correct.
I don't. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What just to make things a little bit crazy, I think through the pain of, and the hallucination of going in and out, how about if I open my brain
Ooh.
to see what happens?
Sure.
Open your brain. Sorry. I have to stay on time.
Yeah. I'm awful at this, but I just wanted to see weird stuff happen, so let's see. That is a 1. That is a snake eyes -1. Yeah.
Wow. Snake eyes -1. That is a 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to read about healing. Let's see. Medical attention stabilize unstable over time. We're going to heal it.
I think
Okay.
mostly you heal over time.
Yeah, it looks like heal over time is still in place because it does layer on top of second edition. So I can circle back to that. Let's see. Open your brain. On a miss, be prepared for the worst.
And my question here was, it was sort of like going in and out of pain and in and out of the repairs. What was, what's going to happen?
Yeah, what's going to happen? And you have a miss. Be prepared for the worst. You're in the ambulance. Yeah, I think what happens is specialist Mirai says, "What? Actually, what does she call Olin? Does she call Olin? Does she call him by? Imagine she call him by a military, like a rank, maybe, or just
No,
Doc,
probably
or what?
just Dr. Trazik.
Okay, okay. Dr. Trazik, better lock it down. And you feel the ambulance take a hard turn. But what do you do?
Alden locks it down as much as he can. Takes like there's like a strap on the gurney, right? That just goes over Maz as he tries to jam it into the buckle as fast as he can.
Nice. And this hard turn could throw Maz off and cause some more damage to him. Allen, you're gonna need to act fast. What would you, if you do not have a specific move, then I think you're gonna have to act under fire as you hear blaster shots ping off of the ambulance.
Oh. What's my sixth sense tell me? Just real quick.
Ooh, what does your sixth sense tell you? There is a cadre of Rhodians who have decided to prey upon you and yours,
Okay.
which means likely the squad and Corporal Maydas have moved away far enough away that you are like the little sick antelope and the herds
Yeah.
move ahead.
Okay. I'm going to act under fire, but I did take Guardian Angel. So if I'm
Oh,
over
Guardian
somebody
Angel
who's
sounds
fallen,
better. Yeah. Let's do
well,
that.
that's not a roll. It's just that Moz gets
Mm.
+2 armor for any harm that might come from this.
Okay, great.
Plus cool is a 1.
Yeah.
Don't get killed. All right, here we go. That's a
Wow.
10.
Amazing. On a 10 plus, you do it. The most boring of all rolls, but you do it. Yeah, you quickly secure the passage. You hear ping, ping, ping. A few blaster shots hit, and your pilot is trying to get the ambulance. Do we make a run for the outpost?
Punch it!
Okay. Then
Again.
she's punching everything. Some of the stuff that hasn't been locked down because you're working on it starts to slide back and rattle to the floor. And Maz, miraculously, even though this thing's being attacked, Olin is a real angel.
I think we
keeping
actually
safe.
see like like one of those objects, scoots off and is falling towards Maz, and Olin catches it. Yeah, just in time.
Perfect. I like that a lot. Cool. So yeah, she is trying to pour it on. You, Olin, are in the back of the ambulance. You've secured Maz. What do you wish to do? Trust that she'll take care of it and hang in the back to protect your patient, or do you want to do something else?
Oh. Yeah. Moss is stable enough. I'll jump forward into the front of the cabin because there's like that weird little passage that some cars have. And who was it?
And you ask who was it, and you look over at Specialist Marai, and there is a land speeder that pulls up alongside with like a gaggle of more Rhodians than the land speeder should carry. Maybe 8. Um, most of them have blaster pistols, but one has a blaster rifle, and he starts firing, and the glass of steel, like the glass scatters across the both of you, and Mirai is hit. What do you wish to do?
I'm gonna grab the wheel and slam it into them because the ambulance is a big vehicle.
Yes, she is. That sounds amazing. Let's see how this goes. So, you are doing one of the standard moves, vehicle. Oh, vehicle harm doesn't pull up? What?
Well, there's to outdrive another vehicle, or is this vehicle?
Yeah, let's have you trying to outdrive another vehicle, yes, or are you just trying to Oh, I didn't actually copy anything of vehicle harm. That's why it doesn't show up. I will
No,
get that data set. All right.
thought I
So
said
you
it
want
was
to
wrong.
outdrive another vehicle?
Yes, I wanted to check real quick. Vehicle harm works is that the mass of the vehicle, right? If I'm slamming into something, that counts as the damage, right? For V harm.
Drive hard. Yes, your massive is how you inflict V harm.
Okay. Rolling plus cool again.
Man, oh
Dang
man,
it.
I keep pushing you guys into the same things. That stinks.
Just want to be so cool. All right.
I know. You can be cool, I'm sure.
I guess. Oh, you're doing 8 after the roll, right? Okay. There
We
go.
can do 8 after the roll, yes.
That's not so great. That's a 6.
Ooh.
I don't know how Moz would help being.
You get to tell Moz how he could help if the player from Moz wants to help.
Sure,
To help Steve. Okay.
sure. What do you think?
Well, basilisks are pretty strong, and I think there's, from our picture here, I think there's some windows. No, there are no windows down the side.
How about if I open the back door and start
Yeah.
chunking things at him?
You'll be involved. You'll be tied up in it.
Yeah.
But okay.
Okay, and that is my HX with you is 3.
Great.
Ooh,
Can't go wrong.
You guys are such good
shh,
friends.
don't say that. So that's an
Yes.
11. And this is the
Nice.
GM's choice, right?
It is the GM's choice. Yeah, I was just moving in the VHarm info into the character keeper so that we have access to it next time. But I think what I'm going to do is let you roll. You can roll a die, Steven, for Maz's help. It's effectively like now this roll is made with advantage.
I can
Ah,
roll 1 die. Or Moz,
Steven
sorry,
does.
Moz. Okay,
Steven
sorry.
rolls. Yes, yeah. Maz rolls one
Okay.
die.
Okay, so your dice were a 3 and a 2,
Yep.
and I rolled 1 die. Oops, no. I got a 5.
Okay. So then the 5 replaces the 2. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 1 for your stat makes it a 9. So close, but still better than a faily fail. So outdrive another vehicle, you roll plus cool. On a 7 to 9, you hold 2 against them, and they're an NPC, so they hold 1 against you.
I'm going to drive hard twice. Spend 1 to increase the vehicle's massive plus 1 for purposes of inflicting V harm.
Nice. Okay, cool. And they are going to spend 2. Yeah, it's not going to help them a whole lot if they drive safe because they're pretty much going to crash here. I think they'll drive safe in that realizing this big thing coming upon their jalopy speeder is going to tear her apart. Um, a couple of them jump off early and one spins out. You smash through a good bit of like a panel and the engine and send the thing skittering along. And it pitches into the sand. And that's Moz when you had thrown out the doors to throw some stuff at them. There's a Rhodian that was on top of the thing and tried to walk forward, and he now like drops in, or actually we'll go with a she because I have a cool pic of a Rhodian that I found. She looks like so. There we go. So this Rhodian, she lets out a little blood-curdling yell, and she jumps in to slam into you. And she has a vibro knife. Please, please take some harm.
Okay.
Yeah, this could be bad for you, I think.
Oh, so I have to roll the harm move.
Yes. So she
Is that
has a
right?
vibro knife. It's 2 harm hand.
Do I have armor? I don't think I do.
And you are no longer
Not
standing
technically
over,
protected
right?
by Allin. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, oh yeah. So the harm move is so
Roll
that puts
plus
me at
harm.
11.
Mhm.
Okay. And uh and I roll +2.
Right.
It's plus, right? Okay.
Correct.
Okay. That is a 9.
Okay. So, on a 7 to 9, the MC chooses one. You lose your footing, you lose your grip on whatever you're holding, you lose track of someone or something you're attending to, you miss noticing something important. Mm. Yeah, I like this. Okay, cool. So you miss noticing something important. You lose your grip on whatever you're holding. I like lose your footing. So you came in, you threw something to help out. Uh, this female Rhodey comes in with a scream. She stabs you with the vibro knife, knocks you back onto the gurney that you're at, and um, and she draws back like she's going to stab you again. Allen, you are having to drive the ambulance right now because you're not sure how bad off Mira is,
Yeah.
and you hear that scream from behind you. You gotta make a choice here. What do you do?
I mean, Mira is. I don't know how bad Mira is. Mira's also not a PC. So, um,
If you
all in,
first wanted to like get a read on things, that's fine. You can read a situation. You could just try, and I think it's Mirai, Merai. I might have said Mira, but it's Mirai, right?
all
Or
right, sure. I
no,
know who
you
you're
made
talking
it. How do you want to pronounce her name?
about. Mira. So let's just get rid of the I.
Okay, Mira.
Mira.
Cool.
Um, so I'll I got my sixth sense.
Oh,
What's the vibe from Mira?
sweet. So Sixth Sense. Let me double check that one real quick, and then we're gonna.
A warning, an assurance, a clue, or an insight.
Nice. She's not dead. Um,
Okay.
smack, like a smack or smelling salts, and she'd probably be back up and be able to drive one armed. She took a shot in her shoulder. It hurt a lot. She got knocked out from the sudden attack.
Um, so Allin will go back through the hole, stun blast her out.
Why is there a Z? Oh, you're putting your hold there. That's pretty clever. Cool. All right. So wait, she's not conscious.
Yes,
Okay,
and
so
she's driving. It's gonna
it's
be okay.
okay, great. This is great. I love this. This is awesome. So you're gonna move back through. I think that this is the perfect time to cut away from you,
Perfect.
because that is a very tense moment, and I want to check in. Um, Aza and Zola, you two had made your arrangement. Zola had taken a mere 10% for the haul. Aza, you've got a really, really big find, but it's going to take some time. So, what's the plan here?
Gotta tinker, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's not like we can drag it back to your compound. It's way too big.
Yeah, your choices are
So like I think at
strip
the end
off
of
what you
last
can
session, you
or
said
set
like
up camp.
setting up my workshop in there while I fix it up. So
Yeah,
Sure.
is that the plan? You want to
yeah,
like
yeah, sure.
okay,
Where I'm
so
like living for a while.
your
But
new
also
workshop's
for
the inside.
tinkering, MC will give me when I go to the workspace to create something, repair something, or solve a problem and get to the bottom of it. Obviously, I'm trying to repair this thing, but also, strip it for parts for myself. What does
Okay.
it need? Bare minimum.
Bare minimum. So I have some questions about what you want to achieve. This Trident class assault ship, do you want to make it functional as a living space? Do you want to try to get it back out into space? Those are two very different projects.
That's true. It's true. I forget what is Aza, because all I said was like, yeah, I can fix it up for you.
I mean, if we can get it spaceborne again, then that's a huge payday. That's like that's massive. So I think if that's even an option, then that's what we want to work for.
All right. Is that an option? Do I know? Do I have to roll something to figure it?
Everything is an option.
All right.
So
It's
we're
just gonna
talking about
have
tinkering.
bigger requirements, I would assume.
Exactly. Getting this
Yeah.
thing back up and running is like the dream project that some guy in his 50s starts in his garage for the next 20 years kind of thing, where he's constantly going to scrap yards and junk yards and always on bulletin boards, talking to people, trying to find the thing. But let's talk about it. So when you go into your workspace to create something or repair something, solve a problem, or get to the bottom of something, tell the MC about it, ask if it's possible. Yes, it's possible. Sure, no problem, I'm supposed to say. But, and then
Yeah.
do 1 to 4 of the following. It's going to take months of work. It's going to cost a ton of jingle.
All right. Jingle is credits, I assume.
Yep. It's going to
Okay.
cost a ton of credits. I think, yeah, it's going to mean exposing yourself for others to serious danger because this thing isn't going anywhere for a while.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's it. It's going to be a ton of jingle, a ton of time, and the whole time you're just out here in the middle of the wasteland where random Rhodians might just show up and attack you.
All right. So Ozza, here's the lowdown. Going, if you're amenable to this, obviously if you want this fixed up, you're gonna need to have some like people around here protecting it while I'm working, while I'm going out to find more stuff to help work on it.
I think we can arrange that. We got some guns, and
All right. I might have to strip some of the weapons and you make some better defenses that way.
yeah, that's fine. I
Because
think
all you want it up into space. I know how
yeah,
to do that. We can work this out, no problem.
and we can help you
Well,
get
maybe problems. I don't know.
uh, if you need extra parts, we can help you with that.
All right.
We're scrappers. We can go find stuff. We can trade for some stuff.
All right. It sounds like we got a deal. So that's just something that's going to happen background wise.
Yeah.
But otherwise, all right, what's going on? I don't know.
Cool. So you guys make a deal.
Mhm.
Asa, your crew, I- are you how are you handling this? Zola said, "Yeah, we gotta. It's going to take me a while. I can't really move it.
Mhm.
You freely offer. Oh yeah, my people can help out, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I think we see Asa standing like in the doorway to this ship, like with the whole thing like behind her, and everyone else is outside, and she's selling it to them. Like, you see this thing, we have a chance to get this spaceborne. We can sell it for more credits than we would make in years. We could go around scrapping here for a decade and we would not make what we will get from selling this one thing. But getting there is going to mean we need Zola's help and we need to support her. She's going to need protection. She's going to need extra parts that we can get for her. And so it will mean focusing on this one thing for quite a while. But if we do that, then anyone who wants to, if we can get this done and sell this thing, anyone who wants to leave at that point, you'll be set.
That sounds very reasonable. I wonder how well they're going to take it.
You want me to roll for that?
I do think so. So it's not grapevine. I think you're just
This devotion.
Is it devotion? No.
I mean, I guess that's beginning
We
of the
could roll
session.
that because this could get them.
It could be leadership.
It could be
Oh, yeah, it's a
leadership. I
leadership.
think leadership feels even better. Yeah, good call.
I'm
Why is
rolling
leadership so far down on that?
The other moves section confuses me on the character keeper.
Other moves section. In what way does it confuse you?
Well, at first, when I was first looking at it, things were all over the place, and I was like, wait, I'm supposed to have tinkering. Where's tinkering?
I've
So I
been
had to go
trying to
back.
move some of the tinkering and devotion, other things up to playbook moves
Yeah,
for
I
folks
get
just to
it.
make it easier to read and more accessible.
Yeah,
So that's been possibly my problem.
yes.
Sorry.
It's not a major confusion, so
That's a fair point. I appreciate the feedback. All right, you're gonna have to roll plus hard.
Yeah, and I have a +1 in hard. That's a 7. Just scraping by.
Oh my. So what does a 7 look like with this? Okay. On a hit, they do it. On a 10 plus, they snap 2 and you take +1 forward into whatever you're having them do. Okay, so there's no super benefit. It's another one of those. Yeah, they do the thing. They do the thing. I think there's some grumbling. You're going to have to massage some egos later. There's some folks who are concerned about, well, if I got to stay here, what about so and so stuff that my side project or my side chick or side guy that I had all this stuff working out with, and but they'll do it.
Yeah, and I think like Asa is like not everyone doesn't have to be here all the time. We just need to have like some people here protecting and helping with the work, and that's and like I said, I've taken the wonder because I got an advanced last session. One of the things I can do is add another option to my people, um, and I added wanderers. And I think this is it's Barras whose sister got killed, and one of the others. So they are wanderers now, and they're the thing they give when things work out is trade. So I think they are like visiting other settlements and bringing news and trading.
Nice. This is really cool. Excellent. So that's a fun new situation for Zalagal, who's mostly surrounded by Ace's people and working on your stuff while the rest of Aza's actual scrappers are. You don't have many guards, Asa, because
I
you
have
lost
two.
one.
Yeah, I think there's two guardians left. So I think like
So you're if you
me and those two are like taking shifts, acting
oh
as like uh, acting as guard. So it's a lot of work for us. So yeah, hiring someone to help with that's definitely interesting.
yeah, I think Barris is gonna. This is like you've got this all set up. Maybe some of the crew's leaving, a few are staying behind with Zalagal, and Barris makes her way up to you. We don't have enough. We don't have enough to keep Zala safe and go out on scraps. We need some muscle. I know somebody.
Yeah, cool.
It's you're not gonna like it, boss. And then
Anything that helps us get this done, I'm gonna like.
okay, I'll do the introduction. We got to go to Neem Outpost. Sooner the better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The longer we wait, the bigger the risk that someone shows up here and thinks they can claim this from us.
Nice. Who is the guard you've left behind with Zalagal?
I think I leave both of them.
Ooh, Tix, Pistol, and Draft. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna have to find some picks for these folks because they're gonna be dealing with Zolagal and Mr. Bones. That's fun. It's all I think you don't like. Just so I'm MC talking to you, Jolene.
Yeah.
I don't imagine Jolene needs to stay at. I don't think Zolagal's got to stay at this place. This
Yeah,
is
I
just your
mean,
workshop now.
yeah, with the tag, well, with the three things you said, it's just like, yeah, no, that's background work. It's going to take time and money, and then there's going to be danger from time to time. I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah, that's the way I'd like to do it as well. Like this is
Yeah.
something that's ongoing, but
Yeah.
it doesn't need to take all our attention all the time. Like prevent us from
because that would be
participating.
boring.
Absolutely. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
set up a boring situation. I
Yeah.
think it's interesting if this is a back burner that has some threats and some opportunities.
Like
And
going on salvage runs to find parts for it can be the
Mhm.
adventures that they get into.
Cool. I'm glad we're on the same page. This makes me happy. I have created a section in the NPCs tab for future development of pictures of Aza's crew. I appreciate you coming up with all those cool names. I want faces because I'm greedy and I can't help myself. So, what I'm trying to do is use the color scheme of the character keeper for a particular player, so that hopefully the eye will be drawn to it. So that is what I was setting up while we were talking. So I've definitely set up or front loaded an Aza and Rero, and thanks for the conversation on the side in the chat to help guide us there. That is great. We've got Maz and Allen. I'd love potentially a scene in the infirmary because I want to see what that looks like. And then Zalagal, you're always able to drop into cool, unexpected places. So let's take a quick, like 5 minute break, and then we will pick things back up. Okay, we're back. We're going to pick up with Allen making the brave and possibly foolish choice to leave a passed out ambulance driver at the wheel to go back and help out Moz, who is being menaced by someone who wants to stab him again. So Allen, what do you do?
Hold on, the images aren't loading. Do we have a name for this Rodian?
Ooh, do we have a name for this Rodian? That means that someone's seen her before, and that sounds amazing to me.
That's what I
So,
was gonna. I was gonna.
yeah, let's
Let's make her
call
one.
her. I've used this name before, but just like there are lots of Stephanies and Jasons in the world, I'm going to use it again. Her name is Dots.
Dots.
Zizzer. I'm going to add that to the character keeper, so it's now updated with her name. Um,
Dots, get the cark off my ambulance, and I'm
Nice.
wielding the stun blaster.
Nice. Just, yeah. So you've got you're trying to grab the stun blaster. She's still moving in on Moss, but she hesitates for a second and says, "He gave my kid bad meat."
Oh. Everyone got the bad meat. Dots. It wasn't Maz. Maz just threw all of it out of his off his skiff. I saw it.
What are you doing in the middle of this, Moss? I know you're in rough shape, but I am curious. You are. We discovered because you had a little bit of armor. You're not quite as bad off as I thought you were.
I'm still really bad.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
still really bad.
I think I'm holding on. I think I lost my footing, so I'm down on the floor, holding on to like one of the struts, trying not to fall out the back as the ambulance is careening around.
Mhm.
And I think I'm reaching out to grab for anything I can get a hold of.
Cool. So you're just trying to find purchase. I don't think that's necessarily a
Find
role. If you're just
purchase
trying to.
and possibly grab something that I could use as a weapon.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
love this because that can make Alan trying to talk things down so much worse. So yes, you find something that could be a weapon. I think it's ooh,
Um,
like a little
I have
fire
a suggestion.
suppressant thing. Oh, you have a suggestion? Yeah, I
What
want to
if it's
hear.
a little syringe?
That's okay. Check again. Everyone's cool. If someone gets stabbed with a needle, nobody's okay. All right. Yeah, yeah, it's totally that. She, let's see if you can. I think you're trying to get her to stand down, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying
Um,
to get her to not stab Moz anymore and get the cark off my ambulance.
nice. I think you're confronting her then.
Yeah.
You told
Which,
her a
hey,
bit of the truth as you know it. She has no reason to. Oh, so her kid. How did you help her kid? Dots's kid. She obviously trusts you at least a little bit, enough to
right.
listen in this moment. So you helped her kid at some point. What did you do for them?
I think they were playing. Oh, what's the grav ball? Isn't it? Isn't it a grav ball?
Yeah,
What's the? Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
grandpa.
They were playing grav ball and broke their arm.
You said it, and okay,
I
that's
said
cool.
it. Yeah.
Very cool.
Good. Dot's kid's okay. Dot's is a little off the handle. Um, Dots, your kid's gonna be okay.
She's poisoned.
She's not poisoned. She's just sick. She's gonna pass.
Let's see the dice.
You can't listen to Aussie. Aussie is just always gonna tell you the wrong thing. The worst thing. All right, here we go. Get off my ambulance. Aggro, I think I have a 0. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 0. That's an 8.
Ooh, okay. So on confront someone on a 7 to 9, you've left them some wiggle room and they can try to escape, bargain with you, pass off responsibility, or divert you instead. Um, they also could back down and give you your way, defy you, and fight back. I think there's some wiggle room, and Maz, she hesitates and she looks to you like trying to get a gauge on things. You have the perfect opportunity, Moss. You may not get this opportunity again, and she may just decide to stab you right in your face. What do you do?
I'm going to uh tell her her name again is
Dots.
Dots. I look up at Dots and I'm like, you know, Dots, we've been we've known each other for a long time. I haven't steered you wrong. Didn't do it. You know, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Allen's a good guy and is helping out.
Wow. You're not going to stab her?
And I think I put the syringe down in a safe place.
She flicks off the vibro knife. It's true. Rero would not be impressed by this. And I think she jumps out the back of the ambulance, hits the sand, and rolls with it. Um, and that is when you guys recognize that this thing is passing by recognizable Nema outpost areas. Um, the ambulance is in town, and you hear people screaming and trying to rush out of the way because it is not piloted by a conscious individual. What do you do?
You're on mute, Greg.
I was wondering if you wanted to do something first. Um, I'll be like, Maz, that shot, take it. Um, I wasn't gonna put her out anyways. Um, and yeah, I'll try to stabilize the vehicle, just bring it to a stop where we are.
Ooh, act under fire. More cool. All the
More cool.
cool.
All right, hold on. Well, I actually get to mark it again because I had already marked it for something else. So
Yay.
come to a complete stop. Ooh, not so great. That's a 5.
Oh, you want to ask for some help?
I
Oh,
mean, I don't. I I'm not sure how Maz could help without like endangering himself more.
Fair enough. So you're not asking for help.
um, are
Do
you
you have an
asking? Or
idea?
are you
No, I think I'm just gonna own up
okay?
to it, and I think
Okay.
this might cost me Mira. We'll see.
Oh man, it might cost you Mira. I think spoiled lugabeast is what food had been sold.
Yes.
Help me with my poor notes. Who was selling this? It was another vendor that was selling the spoiled lugabeast, and Moz, you bought it off of them to get it off the streets, as it were, which is how you ended up being blamed for this. Did we name the person who had been selling it? Oh, was it Baba
I don't
Joe? No, it wasn't.
know. I don't remember it being a named NPC.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So we need to name them now because your fail, Olin, is that the ambulance runs roughshod over this person's shop. It just basically blows through it. So let's name them. They are going to be very unhappy with you.
They're in Nima Outpost.
Yeah. They could be a new character, or it could be Gendal, the Bith that I have a picture there who's got a bandolier of grenades. Maybe he's
Oh,
not a restaurateur, but I love that picture. I love it so much.
yeah. I like the Biff with the grenades. Gindal is I mean, not even a restaurateur. He's just like, I mean, I think there's probably a lot of these on Jakku. He has a shop that just sells whatever they happen to get into stock that week. Like one week it's rotten lugabeast, and the next it's powered cores, and the next week it's just weird rocks. Like it's just
Like, yeah, like a flea market special kind of deal.
exactly.
Yeah, you slam into it, taking out what bits of Duracrete you'd use for foundation, and then the tarps and everything, um, smash into it, and then the ambulance comes to a stop. And yeah, I think Mira's worse off now than she was. Uh, Maz is stabilized. So yeah, you're gonna have to get to work, but we don't have to play through that. More of a boom, smash into the shop. Mira's in rough shape. Maz is in rough shape. Allen's okay. And that'll be the end of that scene. If we're cool with it. Yeah. Rero, where does Aza find you? Are you in one of the shops in Nima Outpost? Are you near Nima's temple? Are you just out relaxing when Aza and one of her people
I
find you?
think he's sort of staring at a store. Like he's not in it, and he's maybe and he's not even sitting on a bench. He's just kind of like staring at a store. He's just like, I could go in there and buy things, but I don't need it. He's not saying this out loud, but this is my I don't need anything.
Oh my gosh. It's great.
So he's just staring in a store.
That's him, Barris says.
Oh, really? Ah, well, if that's our best option, I guess. Guess that's what we're going with. Hey, Raro.
He turns and looks at you, and you could see from the way his ears sort of twitched, like he knew you were there before you even said anything.
Mm-hmm.
He turned and kind of, he's only half looking at you, and he kind of just, well, actually, no, he turns and he looks at you. Aza. And then who is it with Aza? Because Rare would remember their name, but I don't.
Barris.
Barris. He would actually say Barris first. Barris, Aza.
You busy?
No,
Seemed like you were going to eat that place over there.
I've already eaten today.
Good. Want to find some shade and talk some business?
Business. Sure. And he will, without even waiting a step, will start walking over to a shaded area.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look back, expects you to follow.
Yeah. Aza shoots Barris a look, kind of not quite rolling her eyes, but you know.
Barris gives you the thumbs up. Like, yeah, this is good. This is going great. This is swimmingly.
So Aza sits down and kind of leans forward a bit. So we have a big find, and it's going to take a while to get it sold. And well, we need some extra people to guard it while Zola works.
How much?
You can get, and I think this is like the what Aza wants to offer is like room and board while the job is ongoing, and then like 5% when they sell it. So it's not quite an equal share, but it's close to an equal share.
I'd like to read someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so he's he's asked you to explain the details, and now he's
Mm-hmm.
Pharaoh's watching you. 11.
Ooh, you are very good at reading.
Yeah.
And you read someone in interaction roll sharp on a 10 plus, hold 3 against them during your next frankly from their point of view.
Just pause. Would Aza try to interfere with that?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, probably. So So is that interrupt?
It is
Or-
interrupt someone. To interrupt someone, roll plus HX. On any hit, the MC chooses the most suitable. You're in their way, you're ready for it, and they have to deal with you instead of doing what they want. Yeah, so I think what I'd do is we could knock that. If you're successful, we'd knock that from a 10 plus down to a 7 to 9. Steal some questions away.
Cool. So I have a +1 with Raro, and that's an 8.
An 8. Okay. So that pushes you from a 10 plus to a 7 to 9 on the read someone. So you still get to ask a 2. You hold 2 against them.
I held 2 instead of 3.
Correct.
I'd like to slightly augment the idea of, are you telling the truth in the fact of more, is this the best deal you can offer?
Ooh. Think I think Asa could offer more, but it would be problematic because she's like the way her people see it is that this is their find. They've made a deal with Zola because Zola is the one who can fix it up. But if they offer, and she's basically getting an equal share, like 10% is roughly what everyone will get. But Raro is just some outsider. So if they offer Raro an equal share, there will be some grumbling probably, unless they show themselves to or they show themselves to be really useful. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, no, that seems fair. I'm just wondering right now if, because Raro's going to challenge that, and I'm wondering if that's a confront someone or not. Because I think he's going to call you out on the fact that this is not you're lowballing me. Or do you just want to have that as RP? What do you think, Rich? I don't know I don't know Apocalypse World or
No,
Apocalypse World.
that's perfectly fine. Thank you for asking. I think when you confront, intimidate, threaten, or bluff someone, that move triggers. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're sitting at this table, and this is we're gonna see this. This is the Raro special. The hand that's on there, the claws pop out and are just on the table. And he's just going to, without even any change in his disposition, he's like, "You're lowballing me? I want your actual price. You need me, Asa. I don't need you." So I will now roll with +2. 12.
Damn.
Oof.
You're confronting well.
Yeah. So I have to choose back down, give you your way, the final fight back. What is it? I think then back down and give you your way, because Asa knows that. I think she thinks that Raro will at least stay bought. So
Yes.
yeah. So at least if Raro is getting paid, then that. And I'd like Zola or Jolene. Is it okay if we retcon to like giving Zola a share of like that's the way we're doing?
Yeah, 10%. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's nebulous.
Yeah. Fine. I know you have some skills that we need, and it's just it's a sensitive situation, but you can get a full share. You get what everyone else gets.
I like a room that gets sunlight through the window.
I don't know if there is a room like that there, but we'll see what we can do.
Raro nods. Anything else? And the claws sink back into the hand. Anything else? When I guess I'll need timetables, when, where, etc., location information.
Yeah, starting now. You'll rotate with the other guards. We'll all be taking shifts as lookouts, but we're relying on you to be our main muscle if something happens.
He kind of like looks at his muscular arms and just, just looks, that tone sort of thing.
And I assume you'll bring your own weapon.
I am a weapon.
Fair enough.
Question, do I need to spend that other hold for read someone during this situation, or can I?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so if I have to spend it now, let me just take a look at this.
I think actually I maybe should try to read.
Oh yeah, go for it. Read me, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So that.
And then yeah, okay. Do you want to roll first, or should I ask you my other one?
Ask first, and I'll.
Okay.
I'll roll.
What are you thinking about doing with whatever surplus you're gonna get from this big haul you supposedly have?
Ooh. I think.
What do you do when you have extra money?
Yeah. Asa hasn't. She hasn't decided for herself yet. She knows that some of her people, they will want to take that stake and go off, like find their families again and settle down somewhere. Some of the others will probably want to stay here because they're more. They've got the bug now. Like they enjoy the life out here on the frontier rather than moisture farming or whatever they would be doing back home. And for herself, I think she's kind of torn. And I think she would kind of like to get off Jakku altogether. Like this could be an opportunity to go see the galaxy that she's never had before. That's just never been an option. So I think that may be something that's pulling.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll roll my read now, and I get a 9. Or is Raro trying to interfere?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to interrupt that.
Yes. I've never seen so much interruptions. It's great.
NPC roll cool. Oh, roll HX. Okay. Oh, I think I have a -2. Where's Asa? Asa. Yeah, -2. So I tap that even if I fail, right? For interrupt, just because I did it.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. We go from +2 to -2. It's a 6.
Oh.
On a miss, you still interrupt them, but the MC chooses the most suitable. They see what's happening, you can change course smoothly. They take +1 forward against you. You can't interrupt someone who's interrupting you. Okay. So yeah, I got a 6.
And I apologize because sometimes the +1 forward can be hard to track, but I think that's the most interesting is Raro's trying to get in your way or hide something, but he's just an open book to you, A's, and you have a +1 forward against him in the future. It seems interesting.
Could I take could I take that +1 now to get to a 10 on this, just to have it? Or should it
Sure. Just so we can like
I'm down
no,
with it.
technically, but to wrap it in a bow.
I can save it for later. Maybe that's more interesting. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll save it for later. Read someone, so I get 2. So I think what are you thinking of doing? Like in relation to this whole job.
Yeah, it's like stupid simple, man. He's gonna come, he's gonna do the job, he's gonna sleep, he's gonna eat. Part of it is like it'll almost, not that it'll be nice to not sleep in a tent, but it'll be interesting to sleep in a place that has a roof for a while. It's been a while.
Mhm.
It'll be nice, you know. I want, and it's less like the idea of it'll be nice, but more like he's almost checking off a list in his head of things. Well, now I don't need to worry about going and buying my meals because I'll get fed there. I'll sleep there. I don't have to set up the tent. Uh, yeah, and it's a job, and he's planning to work it. There's no like I'm gonna double cross or how can I steal this? Just I'm here to do a job. I made a deal. Now I'm gonna do my job.
Cool. Yeah, and I think like Asa gives Barras a look and kind of a slight nod, just to show that, yeah, okay, this worked out, and yeah, just I don't know how Rero would react to that, but just like reach out to shake their hand.
Rero rolls their eyes but shakes your hand. He knows it's customary.
Mm-hmm.
I think Barris like has well, most of your folks just have like blaster pistols or something. So her hand's drifting near the blaster pistol, fearful that Ace is gonna get her hand clawed off.
And then I think you have one more question also.
Oh yeah. Trying to think if there's something I would want to get Rero to do. I think. No, I can't think of anything. Yeah, I don't think there's anything more that Asa would be interested in. I'll just skip
Okay.
the rest.
And
Cool. Yeah.
Rero gets up and steps, and it looks like he's waiting for you to lead him to where we're supposed to go.
Yeah. I think this scene is mostly over there.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I think as we start walking, you hear a jangle, and you realize like strapped to Rero's side is his purse, you know, like his coin bag. That fucker is full.
Just carry your wealth with you at all times. It's not like there's a bank here. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. So, looking at time, it is a little bit on the early side. Anyone have any quick scenes that they wanted to, like a button type of scene, or are we good to
Yeah,
move
I
to?
think I have like a quick scene.
Okay, cool.
So Zola's gonna head to Tuanel. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's how I'm saying it. Tuanel.
Okay.
Where basically she's trying to like find out, hey, whose R4 is that? How much is it gonna cost? Basically, hey there, I noticed you got a real busted up astromech. And I think I think they would be better off with me than y'all. Y'all don't need him. I could fix him up. I can make him you know, I could really use. And I just trying to figure out, you know, prices, what we can work out here.
Nice. So Tuanel is
That
a
weird sort
Church
of
of the Force.
Jedi-ish
Yeah, it's like a
enclave.
little
Yeah.
Force cult area. We see the remnants of the church because they got
Yeah, I got a trade
destroyed
agreement with
by.
them, so
In 30 years from now, they're destroyed by Kylo Ren. But for now, they are a small community. You come in, you notice that
Led
they've got this
by
R4. Yes,
famous
Lor
actor.
Santeca. That's right. Very famous. Max von Sydow, who I will only remember, even though he's done an incredible amount of work, always remember him from Strange Brew. Just it's like
Not Ming the Merciless.
not
but-
Ming the Merciless. I agree. Yeah, like there are a billion other movies that I should remember him from, but I will always remember him grabbing. I could crush your head like a grape, but I won't because I need you. Like that quote just stuck in my brain. I'll be in an old folks' home and I'll just occasionally say that. Probably it will be sad,
Incredible.
but for now, Lor Santeca. I think he will be the one. Oh, this little R4 droid. Bit of a refugee. I'm loath to let him out of my sight. We caring for him, but if you wish to repair, what do you charge?
Oh, well, what do you need? I mean, we've been working back and forth with each other pretty well, you know. I'm pretty good for
True.
trading.
What about some barter? Would you be interested in some fresh cooked meals? I understand you're out in the wastes now.
Oh, who wouldn't be interested in fresh cooked meals? I mean, it's not like, well, I don't think, oh, it's gone. I don't think the trait line will be coming by me anytime soon.
Good. If you will accept, Ein Vena will bring you meals a couple times a week out to your workshop. If you'll work on R4, we appreciate the offer. It'd be nice to see little R4 rolling around again happily. Be careful though, R4's
Okay, but like,
had some rough times.
well, understandable, but obviously I want to work on R4, but also I want, you know, R4 to stay with me. Like, if R4 wants to like stay with me, is that okay? Amenable to y'all? Let's give them the option, you know.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. Lord Sateca seems like there's that moment of, oh wait, you want the droid to have a choice. That's unique and interesting. I am from the Star Wars universe where we don't think of such things.
Yeah. I guess this is a cool
I'm
role.
a good guy who doesn't see sentience in droids, but yeah, he will you get to talk. Do you want to I don't think R4 like knows you as well as Lord Santeca, so if you're okay with it, I'd like to see you charm R4 into trusting to
Yeah.
come away from this little enclave where he seems to be hiding out.
All right. I got a -1 cool, so this
Ooh,
would be
you
yeah.
seem so cool normally. I'm surprised by this.
No, I wanted to play against my mechanical types.
It's so great. I appreciate your
11.
boldness. Holy cats, the dice did not want you to fail. Please mark cool.
Yeah, look,
Mark
my
your
plan is for this to eventually be the B4 that is eventually stolen by Janelle.
This is good. Yes, we're all setting up
We're gonna
canon.
scrub
30
away-
years from now.
polishing up the droid, and the R is actually a B.
So, the R4 is
This long-term dumb goals.
yeah, I think what R4 says it just I said Zola, you're a gear forged, so not gear forged. That is a totally different game. Gear cutter. Whoops. Oh
Yeah,
my.
no, I speak droid.
You speak binary. Cool. R4 like moves close and speaks low and says, "It could be dangerous for you. I escaped blowback town's droid pits. If they come for me, they may be angry with you."
Little buddy, I'm used to danger. Hell, I'm living out in the middle of nowhere. I'll protect you. You and me, we can be best of friends forever. I got a buddy also. I forget his nickname.
Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones. Yeah, we got Mr. Bones. Look, we got some people from Oslo Starbreakers group keeping a watch on us.
I
Now,
will
it's
come with you.
not gonna be a free ride, obviously. You're gonna have to do some work.
Oh,
But I mean, more than what you can do around here.
I will come with you.
Hey. Low five, except you don't have a hand.
He doesn't have a hand. No, he has that little thing with the little
Yeah.
shocker there. I think
Fixing to give him a hand.
yeah, I think one of his little opinion, like he's stable. He doesn't actually move around very easily. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
kind of carry him until you fix one of the legs. Nice. I like that. That was a good scene. So R4, now at the crash site
Gonna
with
need to make a whole NPCs tab.
yeah, we're gonna have to
Yeah,
do
for
a
crash
little
site.
Zola's droid buds.
Listen, everyone's gonna get a tab except Raro because he's a lone wolf cat.
it's true. Lone cat.
Lone cat.
Zola section. Lost droid section. Sounds great. Cool. Uh let's do end of session stuff because there's definitely some things here. At the end of every session, each of you will choose a character who knows your character better than they used to. If there's more than one, choose one at your whim. You tell that player to add +1 to their HX with you on their sheet. And if that brings them to a +4 HX, they reset to HX +1 and mark improvement. They also get a special question. There's a list of cool questions. If you feel like no one knows you better, you can choose a character who doesn't know you as well as they thought, or anybody you want, and tell them to write a -1 to their HX with you on their sheet. And if that takes them to a -3, then they mark improvement and reset. But don't get a cool question. So we'll start from the right-hand side of the character keeper, which means the first person I'm going to ask is Steven. Who knows you better?
Olin definitely knows me better because I didn't take the chance to stab that person. I talked him down. Yep.
This Rhodian who came in and just burning for you. Awesome. Jolene, who knows Olagal better?
I think no one.
Then you need to remove one HX from somebody.
I gotta look at their things. I don't know. Will I
Yeah,
help
you tell
anyone
them
get
and
an
then they'll
improvement?
adjust.
I'll say Maz does not know me, but is losing one.
Okay.
We haven't really interacted at all, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Greg, for Olin, who knows you better?
I'm tempted to say Maz because we spent the time together. Although I'm not sure. Did Maz learn anything new about Olin?
You did not. Well, number one, you endangered yourself and your.
Yeah, but I did that
And
last session too.
yeah, and you didn't come in shooting, right? You came in talking.
Right.
That means something.
Okay. I'll take it. That means we get an advance because we go to no. If it's to 1, right? If we get 4, it goes back down to 1.
Yeah, if it goes to 4, then it resets back down, and you get an improvement, and also
Woo.
you get a cool question, which I will. I'm gonna make sure you guys have a chance to see it, and then we'll talk about it at the next session. Let me
Gotcha. Okay.
because it's a bit of stuff. Where is it? Rolling over HX. Here we go. I'll put that in the moves thing right now.
Sweet.
There's a set of questions. Doo-doo. There we go. Yeah, so whenever your HX reaches 4, You get a potential question. No, you get a question. You reset to HX +1, mark an improvement, choose one from of the following to ask or tell them. And we'll resolve that at the beginning of next session. Because, oh, wait, we won't. Because, Jillian, I think you're not here next week, right? You're on mute.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do that in 2 weeks' time. No problem.
We got
Let's talk about that because this is between Olin and myself,
Oh, sorry.
right?
Then
Yeah, I was
you
like,
can do it next
why
week.
am I affected?
I don't know where my brain went. Why I just pulled Jolene into that. Sorry about that. Whoops. So, apologies. We'll do that at the top of next session between Allen and Moz. Sorry about that. Thank you, Greg. Now we are to Gay Forero. Who knows you better?
Yeah, I think Aza knows me better. I think, we looked at each other and Aza was like, are you gonna fuck us over? And Rare was like, no, I made a deal. I'm the kind of guy I made a deal, and unless you're doing something really heinous, which, my list of what I consider really heinous is real goddamn short, then I'm committed to the job I committed to.
Nice. And then dash for Aza. Who knows Aza better?
Yeah, I think that's Raro. We made a deal. You had to push her a bit to get like fully fair deal, but she's not. And the thing about her maybe wanting to get out of
Oh
Jakku.
yeah, that was a cool reveal. And I think that's something that Raro knows, but probably most of Aza's people don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's just a read that Raro gets.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. Cool. I'll stick with you, Indesh, because I have a few more questions. So are you satisfied with your place in the world?
Right now, I think, yeah, actually. Everything's set up to get this this big job done, and I think Asa is pretty happy with it.
Okay, cool. Take it easy until something changes. And then does your scavenge still hold true?
Yep.
All right, mark one improvement.
Oh, cool.
If it doesn't, then we have the option to change it. And we could do that. So I am now moving this stuff in so it'll pop in when we have session end. There we go. Awesome. So our next person would be Raro. Are you satisfied with your place in the galaxy?
Things are great right now. Things are good. He doesn't get it.
Okay. And then does your scavenge still hold true?
It does.
Okay. Then that is one improvement you get to mark.
So I think I'm at 3 now, which means I get to unlock a moon.
Yay, you get an advance. Greg, for Allen, are you satisfied with your place in the galaxy?
I think the steaming wreck of my ambulance says no.
Man. Then mark one improvement. Does your scavenge choice still hold true?
I'm thinking I might change that because people support your appreciation. I think a little bit of the goodwill there with dots. I think there might be, there was a realization that I'm here to help. So people support you out of appreciation. You're able to live a little comfortably.
Nice. So even though the ambulance is like people are showing up with like
Yeah.
food and some stuff to help out, I like that. So your barter now becomes 2. Right? You switch to 2? To B?
Yeah. I go back to 2 barter.
Okay. Great. Zolagal, are you satisfied with your place in the galaxy?
Yep.
Man, I am running such a nice and easy.
Things are coming up, Zola. It's just like, all right, I got work. I got droids.
It's true. All of these things are true. Then you do not mark improvement with that. And then does your scavenge choice still hold true?
Yep.
Okay, then you mark one improvement for that.
Nice.
And then Maz, are you satisfied with your place in the galaxy?
No,
Mark an improvement.
that's right.
Does your scavenge choice still hold true?
I think it does. At the end of the last session, we said that basically my scavenge, my two options are my venue keeps me alive, and that's fine, and the other one is my venue keeps me in a lot of wealth. My venue's kind of gone at this point, so I don't think it applies, but it didn't get any worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it still applies, so you mark another improvement, which gets you to an advance. Cool. Let's do a quick round of stars and wishes. We begin with wishes so we can end with stars. And Dash, do you have any wishes?
Um, think I'd like to see more of how our characters are connected to like the NPCs and the factions, if you want to call it that, of the at least the immediate area
Sounds good.
relationships to other people.
I like that too. Greg, do you have any wishes?
I would like to end up over at the crash site for some reason. There's a lot going on over there. And I would love to, see the fallout from my confrontation with Aza last session a little bit, and explore some of the friction there and see what I can scavenge from that ship that Zola's working on. There's got to be medical supplies in there, right? Right? I'm entitled to those, right, Zola? Okay.
All droid ship. They're like, oh, just we'll save money. We don't need
Oh, right.
first aid
That's
kits.
right. Okay, never mind.
Jolene, did you have any wishes?
They're my medical supplies since I have a healing space. But yeah, no, I want to like be able to this will happen eventually, but interacting more with Alan, Maz, and Raro. Outside of that, yeah, as others said, interacting with the other NPCs, but really like I want to like do some body mods on people. Now that I unlocked that, I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that. That's what this gearhead healing space makes sense for, like replacing limbs and organs. But mechanically, I don't know if that's a thing, but it's just like
Oh, it sure
officially a
is.
thing I want to set up
Sounds
because
fun.
yeah.
Hey, what about you? Any wishes?
Yeah, I will echo everyone else, just like at the beginning of every campaign. I just want to interact with people more. We'll get there, but I'm excited for it. I know we may have a bit of it might take a second for Zola and Raro to interact because I think you're absent next week, and then I think Steven and I are absent the week after that. But we'll get there. And I'm excited. Yeah, just to interact with that. I'm curious to see what NPCs, things like that. I think my other wish is just to get a little violent. I haven't had the chance to be violent yet. Got to be violent. He has been
Yeah.
volatile, but not necessarily violent. So getting a little violent.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'm having a great time. So
Awesome.
wishes are.
Jolene, so while you're gone, someone's gonna probably attack your workshop, and that's Kay's wish. Just so
Nice.
you know.
I'm okay with this.
Steven, any wishes?
Yeah, I need to get healed. I got
Yeah.
worse this session, and I need to get a new venue. And there's some mechanical thing I wanted to figure out. Oh, I want to confront Aza about, getting paid.
That sounds all delicious. I am fans of this. Cool.
I did have one mechanical thing real quick, with improvements because they're happening faster than I expected, which is okay by me. There's a line between what appears to be the basic ones and
That's after
then
5.
after 5. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure why that wasn't created in the character keeper. I can add that. But yeah, it's basically after 5 you can take the ones at the bottom. Because they're
I also
super dope.
wanted to take an operator playbook move, but okay, I'll just try copy.
That's fine. Yeah, you can take advances from playbooks that are not in play. And if you tell me what it is on the side, I can help you get it migrated in.
I think I got it now.
Okay, cool. It's time for stars. Steven, did you have any stars?
I really liked seeing how Raro dealt with the negotiations with Aza and everyone else. I liked that Zola brought back in B4 or R4. That was kind of neat. I also like how Allen just kind of ran back to save me instead of taking care of the ambulance. Yeah. So those are all great.
Ooh. Thanks, Stephen. Continuing up the line, Kay, did you have any stars?
Always. Jolene, this is our first time playing. I absolutely adore Zola, and I'm super stoked to get to play with them. I thought it was very fun, and I'm excited to get to, have a playthrough experience with you. On Dish, I love Aza's reluctance and then having to deal with it. And it really so strongly represents that monarch character. So I thought that was a great play there. It's like, this is anything but what I want to do, but for my people, I must, which I really loved. Poor Maz, Steven. I love it. Maz kind of schemed like a bit of a scumbag to start, and I'm kind of really enjoying that we're putting Maz through it. I think that was great. And I'm curious to see what Maz does after they get back, because I'm excited to sort of, explore that relationship between Raro and Maz that we discussed and set up. And then Greg, you're so good with the language. As someone who is not I almost said a Trekkie, as someone who is not the Star Wars person, and is known among Star Wars Saturdays, the person who only knows Star Wars from Rich's Star Wars Saturdays. I love it when you're like, get the cark off my ambulance. Like, that's just such a great, like, so good. I really enjoyed that little line there, and just, yeah, all of like the back and forth decision makings in like the dire situations. Like, do I help Maz? This person's passed out. The driving, the ambulance, this, that. It was just, yeah, very fast paced and great. It reminded me of like a scene in a Bruce Willis movie. And Rich, you gave me a chiss, which I love. Thank you. And
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it. I like all the little. You also know I love your evil ladies, so 20 out of 10.
Yay. Cool. Thanks so much, Kay. Jolene, any stars still left out there?
Who amongst us doesn't love an evil lady? I also loved just the whole Maz is having a rough time of it, and Alan's not doing much better either. And then like seeing Aja and Rara, and this again, you've already said most of this, Kay. I'm delighted to getting to play with you. I'm loving Raro already because it's just like, no, I'm gonna interfere in all these moves. I don't trust you. I'm out for myself. And it's great seeing like, the players actually butt up against each other like that. Because this is Jakku. Yo, we're not really friends. And I'm looking forward to, more of that, and maybe some friendships get made and then get broken. Who knows?
All of these are things I want. Cool. So, Greg, any stars?
Star to you, Rich, for reincorporating the spoiled Lugga Beast meat. I was not expecting Dots to be like, it poisoned my son. I was like, damn. I loved that. I loved the Maz helping by throwing stuff out the back to distract them as I slammed the thing into them. And then yeah, the Aza and Raro meeting, that was, if we're going for I haven't actually watched Deadwood. I know it's on the long list of things, but that was the very Western, like they're meeting and evaluating, like, I don't know if I can trust this hired gun. but coming to that decision, like, okay, I think this one's fine. And then yes, Zola going and getting another droid and creating Zola's droid gang. For the playbook that doesn't have a gang, everyone else has a gang. Why doesn't Zola get a gang? So looking forward to that too.
And then finish us off, Andesh. The stars you have.
Yeah, most have been mentioned already. Just a really fun session. Um, Enjoyed interacting with both Raro and Zola. And yeah, lots of fun.
Cool. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. It's always fun to kick off my Saturday mornings, jumping into Star Wars with good friends. With that, we'll bring this recording to a close.